Trials and tribulations of owning a 14-year-old Saab. I'm replacing the rear shock absorber top mounts and shock absorbers, and I've done the left side quite successfully, but now I've come to do the right side. I've got a real nasty problem that I've got to find a solution for. Let me show you. In the course of undoing the old top mount from its position here in the wheel arch, I managed to get that screw out fairly successfully despite the corrosion having constricted it inside. But when I started undoing these two, the old top mount was so badly corroded it just fell apart around them, and I subsequently found that the cavity inside this section was absolutely full of dirt, such that it must have allowed the interface between the weld nuts inside there and the panel to corrode. As I turned these screws, it snapped the weld nuts off from inside, which of course leaves them fairly loose. Now of course I can cut these off, but then what do I do for fixing the top mount in place? If I get a mirror in, you can just about see the weld nut on the back there, loose as you like. I think it's fairly clear that what we're going to have to do is cut these bolts out. I've done so with this one here. I did that with my Dremel and a 420 cutting disc. First of all, I had to cut the head off, and then I was able to get this wedge behind through this hole to hold it in place and cut the rest of the bolt off level. The reason for cutting the head off first is because otherwise it interferes with the shape of the Dremel and you can't cut the bolt straight through. You'd have to cut it at an angle, and as you can see, there's no spare space behind there, so you've got to cut it off level. I'll pull the wedge out, and I can get my finger behind there and push what's left of that screw and nut down into the cavity. If I hadn't distorted the hole a little bit just here, I might have been able to fish it out of there. And now I'm going to do the same with this one. The way I'm going to resolve this issue is by fitting a riv nut into the two holes. You can see I've already done this one here at the bottom. So get yourself some M10 steel riv nuts. It just so happens that the length of these is about 2 millimeters shorter than the space behind this plate. I've already been into the hole here with a cone drill and enlarged it just sufficiently so that it's a tight fit in the hole. I put it on the end of a 40 millimeter long bolt, then a washer, and then this nut. Push it all the way down against the panel, and then just bring your nut to bear. Put a suitable size spanner on that nut, and with the right size socket on the screw, use your ratchet arm or your breaker bar to hold against the inner arch to stop it from turning. Turn the inner nut, and that will pull up the back of the riv nut so that it squeezes onto the panel. And remove your screw. Hey presto, one riv nut installed. I do suggest using steel riv nuts. Brass or aluminium might not be strong enough. And if you are using new bolts, make sure you get the right length and use a sufficient thickness of washer that once this is tightened down onto the top mount, you want to make sure that the back of the screw does not hit this panel inside there. Wash all your threads out with brake cleaner, make sure they're all clean and dry, and all that remains then is to mount your shock absorber back in place and torque it up. If you got value from this video, consider supporting the channel in some way, and I shall see you next time.